Subaru is a car maker that dares to do things differently with its idiosyncratic boxer drivetrains, standard all-wheel drive, and utility vehicles that lean more towards large lifted wagons than actual trucks. As a matter of fact, Subaru was among the first to combine the benefits of a car with those of all-wheel drive in the 1980s with a lifted wagon that had been fitted with a 2-speed transfer case. So, the concept of a mid-size SUV coming from a niche car maker that built its reputation out of selling young, cool and quirky vehicles is contradictory. Why lean towards something so sensible? Because large SUVs sell well, and Subaru hasn't offered one in its lineup since the Tribeca. At least, this one keeps the brand's core values intact by going about its own way. Since the basic idea of a midsize SUV is hard to mess with, it's difficult to set yourself apart in this segment. After all, these vehicles have the tough job of offering plenty of occupant and cargo space, as well as decent towing capability, all while remaining affordable, powerful, and fuel efficient. Essentially, the 7 or 8 passenger SUV has replaced the family minivan, so it must do everything well. The Ascent has no less than 19 cup holders. 19. Total cargo capacity. Once all rear seats are folded flat and the convenience trim is rated at 2449 liters, making it a larger vehicle than a Honda Pilot, a GMC Acadia, and a Mazda CX-9. It's neck to neck with the Dodge Durango, and only the Volkswagen Atlas and Chevrolet Traverse are more spacious. But the Ascent has other tricks up its sleeve. It comes with standard all-wheel drive, unlike many rivals that don't. It's also the only one in this segment that can tow up to 5,000 pounds with a 4-cylinder engine sitting under its hood. Yes, you read that right. The only available engine in this thing is a 4-cylinder, and not the flat 6 found in the Outback. It's an all-new, 2.4-liter turbocharged flat 4 good for a claimed 260 horsepower and 277 pounds-ft of torque. According to the engineers over at Subaru, the Numa weighs 6 kilograms less than the 2.0-liter turbo found in the WRX. And the only available gearbox is a continuously variable automatic, CVT. Admittedly, the Ascent does things differently. In other words, it's still a Subaru. And that all continues behind the wheel, where the Ascent exhibits the traditional grounded feeling so distinctive of the brand. That's of course caused by the Boxer engine, which gives the Ascent a lower center of gravity than its rivals. On the Cabot Trail, in Cape Breton, an iconic twisty road filled with steep inclines, the Ascent proved to be agile and nimble, almost sporty, with handling characteristics leaning more towards those of a large car than a truck. The turbo engine has no issue powering this large rig. Actually, in some cases, it feels more capable than Volkswagen's V6 due to its fat mid-range torque curve, and the CVT, like in all modern Subarus, does a fantastic job of keeping the revs in the meat of that power bin for optimal efficiency. We were also impressed by the new engine's fuel economy, where we recorded an 11.2 L/100 km average on a highly elevated road. Impressive for a vehicle of the size and weight, especially when considering that it will easily slide under the 10 L/100 km mark on flat terrain. All that being said, the Ascent is a vehicle that's enjoyable to drive. Its smooth ride, immensely spacious cabin and comfortable first-row seating are a pleasant bonus, and the typical valve clacking sound of the Boxer engine on a cold start has never been this quiet. Then there are the ingenious little details, such as the tiny handles placed on top of the optional captain's chairs, inspired from Japan's bullet trains, on which you can cling onto when exiting the third row. They also double as coat hangers. Those captain's chairs, or standard bench seat, can also be moved forward up to the front seats, an ideal setup when you want your young child to remain close by. The upper cup holders integrated into the rear doors were also designed to be of easy reach for your offspring, and the entire rear of the vehicle was reinforced to withstand a rear collision. There's even a clever hidden compartment, squeezed behind the third row seat in the floor, to stow the tonneau cover. Access to that rear bench is a breeze, but headroom back there is not as generous as in an Atlas or a Traverse. With such an appealing price tag, standard all-wheel drive, the full battalion of semi-autonomous safety technology Subaru calls EyeSight, and Android Auto/Apple CarPlay connectivity, all available in the base convenience model, the 2019 Subaru Ascent is a vehicle that ticks off all the right boxes for young families seeking space, safety and value in a midsize utility vehicle. Except this one is sprinkled with the endearing Subaru quirks that have defined the brand for so long.
When Subaru introduced a new version of its Crosstrek for 2018, it was just $100 more expensive than the outgoing model. It appears Subaru is keeping that pricing theme alive for 2019 with only minor price bumps. The 2019 Subaru Crosstrek will start at $21,895, a bump of just $100 over last year. The only engine on offer is a 2.0-liter H4 putting out 152 horsepower and 145 pound-feet of torque. A 6-speed manual is standard on the base model, and a CVT adds $1,000 to the window sticker. Unlike last year, the base Crosstrek can now be had with Subaru EyeSight, the automaker's suite of passive and active safety systems that includes automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning and lane keep assist. Adding it bumps the price by just $845, but it can only be added to vehicles with a CVT. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard on all trims. The mid-range Crosstrek Premium can be had for $22,895, and again, a 6-speed manual is standard, but a CVT is optional for another $1,000. Standard equipment grows to include a 6.5-inch infotainment system and satellite radio. EyeSight costs $1,395 on the premium CVT trim, but it also includes blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. A moonroof is available too. At the tippy top of the range for now is the Crosstrek Limited, which is CVT only and costs $27,195. EyeSight is standard, as is an 8.0-inch touchscreen infotainment system, keyless access, a power driver's seat, a color multi-function display and automatic headlight height adjustment. It can be optioned with a moonroof, $1,000, or a moonroof in conjunction with navigation and an upgraded sound system, $2,350. One piece of the puzzle is still missing, though, the plug-in hybrid. Borrowing some tech from Toyota, the Crosstrek Hybrid will be the automaker's first PHEV.
As nice as it is to experience different countries, upon returning, you feel lucky to live in America. Because, for example, if you live in Brazil and want to buy the new Nissan Kicks, you'll find it's a pricey premium vehicle, something it's not in the United States. Here, the new 2018 Kicks is an amazing value that starts at $17,995. Offered in ascending S, SV and SR models, this vehicle is filled with features that, for the money, make it a great value, like a 60% off sale at Macy's. Importantly, every Kicks gets automatic emergency braking, which brakes the car if it senses a collision is imminent. Bluetooth, 3 USB ports, a rear-view monitor, keyless entry, push-button start, roof rails and automatic headlights are also standard. Off for the SV and you get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, blind spot warning, rear cross traffic alert, 17-inch aluminum alloy wheels, body color heated outside mirrors and outside door handles, rear tonneau cover, automatic climate control, 7-inch driver display, Sirius XM satellite radio, and remote engine start. SR models get additional LED lighting, fog lights, special trim, leather-wrapped steering wheel and shift knob, and a monitor that gives a 360-degree view around the vehicle. It also gives you access to the premium package, which includes a Bose 8-speaker audio system, heated front seats and a security system. And it's wrapped in a wardrobe that looks modern without seeming goofy, like the late Nissan Juke. The car's side sculpting gives the car a deceptively long look. It seems sporty yet urbane, even though it wears the latest in Nissan design hallmarks, including the floating roof and V-motion grille. And it comes in 7 colors and 5 two-tone color combinations. Climb inside and you'll find the seats are firm and oddly bolstered but supportive. The tall seating position and generous headroom lends the interior a deceptively large feeling. The center console is padded on the sides where a front driver and passengers knees it, a small but important amenity. Legroom is plentiful up front and surprisingly good for this car's length. Rear seat passengers enjoy less legroom, but it's adequate. However, rear seat height is higher than most competitors, unusual for a class where a too low seating position is the norm. Cargo space is a generous 25.3 cubic feet. There are a couple sore points, the first being the cup holders. They are buried in the back of the center console, and are lower than you might expect. Thankfully, there are others integrated into the doormat pockets. The second is the rear-view mirror, which has roughly cut edges that prove how little Nissan paid for each one. Performance is peppier than you'd expect given the 125 horsepower from its all-aluminum 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine. That sounds meager until you realize that the Kicks weighs 2,672 pounds. Its continuously variable transmission delivers power to the front wheels. All-wheel drive and a manual transmission aren't available. Thankfully, the transmission seems to be in the proper ratio most of the time, with little of the rubber banding typical of CVTs. The engine emits a low moan that never proves bothersome. Don't expect driving kicks from the Kicks. That is not its mission. Rather, the 2018 Nissan Kicks offers sophisticated sporty style, a comfortable ride, generous cabin space and loads of equipment at prices mere mortals can afford.